Greetings, Harbingers! Welcome to Yliaster, PewDiePie's favorite channel, your realm of personal development, alchemy, and stoicism. Well, come on! Look at that scenario. See my second camera back there? We are multi-camera in this badass scenario. Guys, you know, I deserve your thumbs up, please, come on. I climbed up like for an hour to reach to the top of this mountain, facing rocks, obstacles, dragons and beasts from the desert to reach here to record this video. So, come on, give your thumbs up. I know I suck, my content sucks, I stuttered for the camera, but come on, you gotta say I picked the best scenarios, right? So, without further ado, let's go to the video. It's 2025, Happy New Year, and I have a message for you. You oughta become indestructible. And that's the theme of today's video. Become indestructible in 2025. Before talking about the Soviet technique per se, let's break down some of the things I want to talk about in this video, and then I will develop more about the Soviet technique toward the end, okay? We've reached a quarter mark of the 21st century, and you ought to become indestructible. This is the time to take control of your life. I ought to talk like that to emphasize, because I'm so excited for this scenario, for coming up here this beautiful morning in my adventurous quest for the Paragon, for Yliaster, right? A new year has begun, and we all know that same old thing, that, you know, that BS, new year, new me, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was that person once, and I've made some changes, and I'm on a journey, and you kind of find out that the journey is fun, the journey is enjoyable once you are on the right track to pursue a honorable goal, you know. It gives you back the meaning, the joyful of living life, to enjoy this existence, this limited mortal physical existence, you know. So what I'm trying to accomplish here is, if you don't feel that way, I want you to feel that way. I want to somehow help you give back the joy that you've somehow lost in the process for whatever reason, because life happens and we all have our ups and downs, and for me it was no different. I had to reach rock bottom to make a real change, you know. So let's start with the most cliche of all. Oh, in the new year I will start to diet and to exercise, and you never do. Come on. So it's time. Have you exercised today? No, right? So come on, dude. If you don't want to end up in a wooden suit, you know what I'm talking about, you gotta do something. This body wasn't made to remain still. A lot of people work like me, like sitting in front of the computer, and this is kind of this new smoking. You always start something. Start small. Start with a walk. Start doing some push-ups. Try to make 10 push-ups and then evolve. Not only adopt good habits, but also forego bad habits. There's a video here in this channel, Have a Coffee with the Demon Without Sugar, that I talk more about addictions, and I give some tips on how to little by little exchange these bad habits for good habits. So I'll leave it here in the eye thing. You gotta start exercising, you know, something small, a walk, a push-up, and if you have the time, hit the gym, strength training, hypertrophy, some serious cardio, calorical deficit. It's a lot of proteins. It's just doing the basics with excellence. I'm not here reinventing the wheel. I'm just talking the basic that works. If you respond appropriately to your biology, your body, you see your body improve. I'm the living proof of that. I was the most sedentary guy you could ever meet, and after I've made those changes in my life, I have lost 20 kilos or 40 pounds. I'm feeling better than ever. That's the first thing. You always start putting exercise as a lifestyle. Every day, start little by little. Start with 10 push-ups. Start with 5 push-ups, whatever. Walk, do something. Find a way, find time you can do this. The next thing, let's talk about food. If you really want to lose weight, the gym exercising will potentialize your result, but the real deal happens at a proper diet. The basic formula is the following. If you eat less and exercise more, you will lose weight. If you eat less but eat more protein and exercise, you will lose body fat. And that's where you define your body and become healthier. So prioritize protein, eat as much as you can, stay in calorical deficit and match your protein macros every day. That's the formula. The next thing that will help you become indestructible in 2025. Let's talk about the future. We know that artificial intelligence is taking over most jobs. However, there is one thing that I don't think AI will take over, because in the end of the day, the decision maker will remain to be a human being, at least I think. Whatever you do for a living, whatever is your work, you ought to learn how to sell. Why am I telling you this? Because what moves the world, what moves the economy is selling. You should learn the sales universe because it will expand your strategic window and it will help you think of your business with a potential to escalate. Let's say you provide a service. How can you escalate so you can provide more of this service without having you to do the actual service? The thing about sales is that it's going to shift your mind towards, okay, I don't have more time to sell because I only have 24 hours. So how can I escalate this product or service, this thing I'm good at, in a way that I can enhance my profits without using more of my time? Because, we are busy people. Everybody doesn't have time for anything. So learn how to sell. Read sales books. Listen to sales podcasts. Go deep in this universe. I'm reading lots of sales books. I'm devouring sales content because I want to expand what I do in a salesy way and, enhance my profits. That's it. In the end of the day, it's a human being that's going to make a decision to purchase your product or service. So learn how to sell. That's my next tip. So we talked about exercise, we talked about eating, we talked about sales. On that intellectual train of thought, let's talk about books. Like I said, I'm reading a lot about sales. How do I do it? Well, every morning I drink a generous cup of coffee, which is my pre-training with creatine and betalanine. And it's like a huge cup of coffee. It takes me like 20 minutes because I like to savor it. That's the moment that I have a book in my hands and I'm reading while I'm drinking my coffee. Those 20 minutes, it's my Pomodoro ultra focus moment to, read a book. 20 minutes. You do have 20 minutes, right? I think you do. Find 20 minutes in your day to read something. Could be sales, could be whatever. To be completely accurate, I have the following routine. I'm reading 2 sales books and 1 adventure literature, some lighter reading in Spanish to improve my Spanish. Find something you like, stop scrolling and go read a book. If you can, read 20 minutes before sleep and 20 minutes while you're drinking your coffee. So it's 40 minutes a day that you are exercising your mind. So you exercise your body, you exercise your mind, you are eating well, you're learning more about sales. Everyone should learn sales. There lies the secret to scale, Finally, now let's talk about the ultra focus productivity, this Soviet technique. Ask yourself the following question. How many hours can you work ultra focused? I will tell you that it's no more than 3 hours. If you can make 3 hours of ultra focus work, congratulations. So it's 1 to 3 hours. You ought to know that. So do a test. Let's say you start your week. You start your work shift, whatever. Block 1 hour and tell yourself, in this 1 hour, I will do the most important thing. You're going to ultra focus and work on the most important stuff of that day. Do that and make a test. See if you can make at least 1 hour. Try to make this a habit. Block time and ultra focus on the most important stuff. Then you're going to find out how many times you can work ultra focused. Me, for example, I can do the ultra focus work 2 hours a day. What do I do? And that's the technique. I work Monday through Friday on this ultra focused stuff. So if I can work 2 hours ultra focused, what do I do? And that's the technique. I have in my cell phone the timer, and then I have like a hour bank. So if I can work ultra focused 2 hours a day, that to Monday to Friday, that means that I have 10 hours. So I have all these 10 hours, then I track it backwards. What does that mean? From Monday to Friday, I must use those 10 hours doing the work that's most important and that requires me ultra focus. So it's a commitment that you are doing for yourself towards doing your future activities that require an ultra focus. 10 hours. That's what works for me. For you could be 5 hours, could be less, could be more, could be 15 to 12 hours, whatever. That's why you want to find out how productive, how many hours you can work ultra focused, right? Let's say on that week, I managed to do all my work, all my ultra focused work in 8 hours. I did not spend 10 hours. What happens to those 2 hours that are left? Well, it's a bonus. So in the next week, I don't need to set 10 hours again. I can just work 8 hours because I have 2 hours left. So I have more time to myself to do other things because I've reached my quota. It's an hour bench that you use for ultra focused stuff, and you will realize that you will become better at using that time and you will end up having more time left. Therefore, you're becoming a more productive worker, a more productive professional. And that's the technique. It's quite simple, but it's quite effective. I'm applying it. So I'm using this 10 hours, and sometimes I use less and sometimes I need more time. Sometimes I work 11, 12 hours. So if I have like 2 hours left from the last week, I can just compensate. You want to be mindful of the principle. You are always committing to your future self that you have an X amount of hours to extra focus. And you want to do that. And if you use more time or less time, you will compensate appropriately in the coming weeks. So that's it. That's really simple. That's today's video. I hope you enjoy. And wow, look at this again. I hope you become indestructible in 2025. And I will leave more details in the description about the technique. If you like this, give the thumbs up. Follow me on the other network as well. I'll leave here. And see you in the next video. El Psy Conguru.